All right, we move to Friday night now. Friday night lights, South Florida and North Texas. This is another AAC conference matchup here. Pretty much a pick 'em. North Texas was favored at home. Now South Florida has taken money, and they are a slight road favorite in Denton, Texas here against the Mean Green. 67.5 the total in this game. I mentioned coming into the season that when it came to North Texas, I thought they were going to be their usual self, on the offensive side. They were going to be able to score points, put up points. Eric Morris, good head coach. Jordan Davis, good offensive coordinator. But I love the hire of Skylar Cassidy as the defensive coordinator. It's a very good hire. He's got great, success previously before getting this job as North Texas's new defensive coordinator. And early in the year, it looked like, wow, this North Texas defense, they do look better. And I do still think they're better, no question. 5-0 straight up, 4-1 against the spread for North Texas, 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the spread for South Florida. South Florida just scored. We mentioned South Florida laying the points last week on the show against Charlotte. And not only did they cover, but the team total went over. We like both of those involving South Florida. They get the 54 points in that game. I guess you could say it was an easy opponent. They kind of played with their food a little bit, South Florida. You could see it in the third quarter. They let Charlotte hang around way longer than they should have. They kind of fell asleep for a period of that game, South Florida. But in the end, they got the late touchdown, covered the number. They easily went over their team total. They're coming off that game. North Texas has the time to prepare here. North Texas hasn't played since beating South Alabama 36-22. This offense looks really strong. Looks like they have settled finally on Drew Mestemaker as their quarterback, and he's been pretty good here for North Texas overall. The numbers are rock solid. And the thing about North Texas is that's always been a team that can score points, and you look at these numbers for North Texas, certainly throwing the ball, it's been very good, 256 per game. They got a good run game this year, 180 rushing yards per game, 5 yards per carry, 41st. In the country. That's definitely something you like to see going into this one. South Florida has struggled a bit in the secondary. Their passing numbers defensively are worse than their numbers against the run. But like I said, Drew Mestemaker is very capable of throwing the ball. He's got some targets. Now, the North Texas defense, I mentioned I love the hire of the new DC. And early in the year, they played great to start the year in these games. Washington State. But they struggled as well against Western Michigan, although there were some fluky scores there for Western Michigan. They struggled with Army as that game went on. And against South Alabama, they won 36-22. But, there was an interception by Davenport. They still ended up giving up close to 400 yards in that game. So suddenly the North Texas defense has not been nearly as effective the last few weeks, and we know South Florida is very explosive and very capable offensively. So I kind of think even at the high total, this game can get up and over 67.5. I got to admit, I love me some South Florida. I do, and they've obviously been battle-tested. Boise's been on their schedule. Florida's been on their schedule. Miami's been on their schedule. They have faced a gauntlet in non-conference play, and certainly a tougher non-conference slate than North Texas had to face. No question about that. North Texas, what's their toughest game so far? Washington State, Army, maybe one of those two teams. So big strength of schedule advantage to South Florida. Maybe that's why they've taken money, but I don't think it's going to be easy to go into Denton, Texas on a Friday night, the home of, where Friday night football is king from a high school standpoint, and win this game. And you got North Texas on a bye week, off a bye week here. So I'm kind of leaning to the Mean Green a little bit here as a slight home underdog. I like how it sets up for them. Pretty good coaching staff, maybe a good defensive game plan in mind from their hot shot DC as he gets to face off against Byron Brown here and this high-octane South Florida attack. So I lean North Texas, lean over. C-Mac, what do you think here?
Yeah, North Texas, the defense like you talked about, I don't know how for real they are, though, a little bit. No. Washington State, they've had their problems. They still gave up 38 to Army in that game. South Alabama, I think, probably should have had more too, but they played well. North Texas, especially kind of in that second quarter and a little bit after in the second half to keep them only to 22. Yeah, high total. maybe it gets them. Estemaker's been really, really good. It's tough. Yeah, South Florida strength of schedule. You talk about North Texas, you got to play who's in front of you. Have not been really, really good. And these are two teams, for me, that's why it's a little bit tough. I want to bet on them, not against them. Sometimes in these games, I'm like, I think South Florida could go in there and get the win here. It might not be easy. I think it might move their way, too, here a little bit. I mean, it's 1.5. We'll just go to 2. This is one to wait a little bit the rest of the week, how it kind of looks. But this is definitely a good game. Should be some fireworks for sure.